everyone. Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week so far, that you're staying safe and staying home. And so today I'm going to drop in the link for you on the worksheet for today. So if you want to, which I am such a visual person, if I don't take notes and I forget everything. So if you would like the worksheet, then there it is for you. And you can print it off if you have a printer, or you can just download it or make a copy in your own Google Drive, however is best for you. I'm going to wait just a minute or two until people start hopping on, but if you are on, say hello and let me know that you're here. Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. Just give me a thumbs up or a heart, so then I know that everything is working well. So I'm going to wait until that 1:59 turns into 2 o'clock, just so I give everyone an opportunity to jump on before we get started. And also, let me know your wedding date and how you're feeling with everything going on, how you're feeling about if you're going to keep your date, if you're going to postpone, anything like that. So go ahead and let me know in that too. Hi, Lauren. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Lauren, your wedding date is January 16th of next year, right? I think that's right. So Lauren, how are you feeling about all of this? Do you think it's going to blow over? Are you a little concerned? How's it going for you? All right, great. It is 2 o'clock. I'll let others hop on when they can, and there's always going to be a replay for you too in case you can't catch it live. So the replays always go up right after I'm done with the live, so it's perfect. Okay. So let's get started. Venues are reopening, and they are kind of back in business. As of now, they are 25% capacity. Some might be 50%. Okay, yeah, Lauren. Okay, great. Oh, good, I remembered. But they are opening up. And so I want to talk about, I'm sure you guys are having thoughts like, oh shoot, like they're opening up. Do I keep my date? Do I still plan on postponing? What do I do? So I'm going to go over 3 things for you today, and I'll go over in order of how it is on the worksheet if you're following along. And just let me know if you have any questions. I will be checking the comments just to see throughout. Hi, Cynthia. Oh, I'm so glad you made it. Cynthia, you're on your lunch break, right? What are you eating? I'm curious. I had waffles this morning. Okay, so the first thing is, Lauren says, I have 9 months left. I'm nervous that this is not going to blow over. I hope it does, but I'm scared. Yeah, definitely get it, girl. So hopefully this is going to help you a lot today, and you'll just be able to think about some options, some things that you didn't necessarily think about. Okay, so first thing that I want you guys to do is, first of all, what is your venue doing? Some venues are open. Most are open up to 25% capacity. But if you have a smaller venue, or if you have a family-owned venue, or if you have a new venue that's maybe more flexible, then they might not be open. So the best thing, first off, is to contact your venue if you haven't yet. Just communicate with them, say, hey, here's my wedding date. What are you thinking? Are you open? What are your regulations going to be? Things like that. So just see if they are open. Then ask them, how many guests are they allowing? Are they allowing 25%? Are they allowing less than 25%? Are they allowing 50%? How many guests are they allowing is the other thing that you need to ask them. And then you also need to ask, what safety regulations do they have in place? So are they requiring everyone on property to wear a mask? Are they requiring you to social distance? Are they having regulations like limited dancing, or that you can't have a buffet, or you have to have a plated meal, so then your guests don't go up and touch the food, but they have someone come and bring it to them to eliminate contamination? So those are some things too. Ask them, what steps, what safety measures, what precautions are you taking, and ask them for everything. And they should have it like a policy written out or something that they can send you, okay? The four things, this is letter D on the worksheet. If you Are they doing any policies? Are they enforcing any policies that just don't sit well with you? So, for instance, I know some venues aren't allowing father daughter dances or mother son dances. And it makes sense based on like the medical kind of contamination germs thing, especially if they aren't in the same household and living together. But that's a really big deal. I mean, that's a huge moment. And if that is something that you were super stoked about for your wedding, that might be a deal breaker. So the other thing too is, are they allowing only one household per table? Are they forcing everyone to sit at a separate table? And in turn, are you going to have to limit your guest list? Or are all the tables going to have to take up the space of the dance floor? Things like that. So things that you don't even think about that might be changing your wedding, okay? And I want you to think, or I want you to be very upfront and very communicative and ask your venue about these things, because it's their responsibility to let you know, and just see if it's okay with you, if you feel good about that. The last thing under number 1, so this is part E, is what about the finances? So I was talking with a bride yesterday, and some venues, even if so let's say you have a wedding this June or July and your venue is open, but you just don't feel comfortable having your guests there. You don't feel comfortable hosting your wedding when COVID-19 is still here. And a lot of the time, what I'm seeing is that venues are not allowing you to postpone. And so the issue is, okay, do you continue planning and put payments toward the venue, or do you just stop? Because unfortunately, if your venue is open and it is a bigger business, or it's not as small of a business, or it's not family owned and they're not able to be as flexible, then they won't be able to postpone for you. And you will either cancel and be able to save the payments that you haven't already made, because they probably won't refund you. And again, ask your venue, because it is specific to each venue. So just ask. It never hurts to ask. It's very, very good to ask, so then you're in the know of what your options are. So the other thing is, okay, if the venue isn't allowing you to postpone, if you've already made so many payments and you really don't want to be out all of that money, then still use your venue, but just have it be a really small ceremony or a really small reception with your immediate family, with your wedding party. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be comfortable with having my older family, my grandparents, my granny, come, just because they are so vulnerable. Or if you have friends that are very susceptible to getting sick or have like a more vulnerable immune system, then I would definitely recommend for them to stay home. But then it's a okay middle ground. It's not ideal, but at least you get your venue. You still get to use what you've paid for, and you still get to get married on your date, okay? For those 3 options, this is part E. So if your venue is not allowing you to postpone, then you have 3 options. 1, you can cancel altogether and sacrifice the payments you've made so far, but not have to finish out the payments. 2, you can have your small ceremony on your original date, but not the big reception. Or 3, you can just continue as normal, and whoever comes, comes. So those are your options for if your venue is not allowing you to postpone. So let me know in the comments which venue you have and what they are allowing you to do. if you have reached out to them, if you're going to postpone, if you're going to just go on as normal. So let me know your venue and your course of action right now. Okay, let's see. Cynthia, mac and cheese, green beans, and smoked sausage. So good. Can I have some, please? Thank you. Okay. Lauren, still haven't found a venue due to the virus. We all keep joking we'll have the wedding in the living room we got engaged in. Hey, you know, it might work, especially if you need to do a small ceremony just to get married, and then you can wait for all of this to blow over and have your reception later on. Hi, Denise. Oh, good to see you. Okay, it was delicious. So good. Okay, yeah, Lauren, I'm jealous too, right? It's like, Cynthia, you need to come and cook for us. Goodness. Okay, Denise, the Lodge on Red Oak Creek. They let us postpone to December. Awesome. That's awesome to hear. Sierra, Hidden Creek and Heath. Oh, that place is beautiful. We're limited to 130 and our list is 122. Nice. Okay. Sierra, ask if that is 130 guests that you can invite or 130 people total that can be on the property. Because if it's 130 total, then that has to include your guests, it has to include all your vendors, and it has to include the venue staff too. So Sierra, ask for clarification on whether that's 130 people that you can have or 130 people total, including all of the staff. Okay, awesome. So this is part 2. So the first thing was, what is your venue doing? Communicate with them, ask for clarification, regulations, all of that. The second thing to think about is, how do your guests feel about it? How do your guests feel about your wedding date? Do they want you to keep your original date? Are they super excited? Are they looking forward to having a reason to just get out of the house and like be with people in person? Or do they want you to postpone? Are they a little kind of anxious about just everything going on right now? Would they feel more at peace and feel reassured if you did move the date? Do you have a lot of elderly guests or people that are vulnerable? I know for me that I couldn't live with myself if I had like my grandparents or my older family come and then they got the disease, and then that would just be terrible. And so of course that's the worst case scenario, but I just couldn't do that. The other thing is, what kinds of precautions and safety measures can you enforce at your wedding to make your guests feel more comfortable? And I talked about this in, I think it was the last live that I did in here, where it might be really, really appropriate to reach out to every single guest individually and say, hey, we're thinking about continuing or we're thinking about postponing. How are you feeling? And what would make you, like if they're on the verge of not coming or if they are more concerned about coming, but then you said, oh, well, would it make you feel better if we made everyone wear masks, if we had the ceremony and reception outside? Like if you gave them options and let them know and reassured them that you would take those precautions, would it then make them feel comfortable enough to come? So depending on the size of your guest list, I mean, if you have like 300 coming, which you can't even have 300 now, but it might be really, really good to just ask them and reach out and see where they're at, especially if it means that you get to have people there who you really care about and who you want to experience this with you. The other thing to consider too is, are they traveling far away? And I don't know if it is still a regulation. I know that in the past that if you flew in from another city, you had to quarantine yourself for a certain amount of time. I don't know if that is still enforced or is still a rule. Definitely look into that if you are having a lot of family come from out of town. But talk with them about it. See if they're comfortable, or they might be coming from New York or from a place that's like really, really bad right now, and then it just can affect the safety of everyone involved. So that's something to consider too. Although plane tickets, oh, I am so tempted to just like buy a ticket somewhere because they're so cheap and just go. It's like, how much do I really value my life? Because, oh my gosh. But anyways, that's a tangent. So then the other thing too to think about, this is still under part 2 if you're following along on the worksheet, is how many guests would you sacrifice if you continued with your wedding on your original date? How many people would not come? And are you okay with that? Are they okay with that? So that's something to consider too. So just to check in, I want to see how you guys are feeling, or how your guests are feeling. How's your family feeling about it? Do they want you to just continue on? Do they want you to postpone? How are they feeling? And are they asking you to enforce any safety measures or anything like that? Ha, Lauren, on my way. Yes, Cynthia, I wish I was on my way too. They said that does not include vendors. Okay, perfect, Sierra. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Aww. I'll take that up, or take you up on that, Cynthia. That sounds really, really good. Lauren, I have 3 people coming in from out of state. It says only family that talks to him. I need them there. Yeah, definitely. And hopefully, Lauren, hopefully it is cleared up enough by January, but who knows, because they're also talking about the resurgence this fall, so it really just depends. But the other thing too is that I don't want you guys to have fear. I don't want you to have anxiety, even though it is so hard not to. It's so much easier said than done, right? But what you can do is, one, just remember that you found your best friend, you found the man of your dreams, and that's really the most special thing. And there are so many ways to experience this celebration and still be able to be there with your family and friends. So just remember that and try and keep it in perspective. And you can always postpone the wedding to later, you know, like as a vow renewal on your anniversary or something, which is definitely not ideal, but there's always options. So hi, Jill. Good to see you on here. At the moment, we're still good to go for our August wedding at Hidden Pines Chapel. I love that venue. Jill, is that the one on, or in Hearst or in Highland Village? Changed for May. Okay, we're just keeping it under 100 people. Perfect. Okay, Sierra family doesn't want to wait. That's good. I'm sure you don't want to wait either. Oh my gosh. We've been together for 9 years. Holy cow, girl. So was that like middle school sweetheart? High school sweethearts? And they're ready for grandbabies? My parents are too. Unfortunately, we're making them wait, but you know. Jill, lots of family out of state, but we're very hopeful. Family from Connecticut are still 100% coming. Yay, that's awesome. Cynthia, sounds like my family. We've been together for 10 years. Congratulations. Okay, so Jill, I got married at the Hidden Pines location, but the Hearst location is also very beautiful. Denise, we have a plan B just in case, because we are not going to postpone again, I know. And guys, like, I would be, if I was in your shoes and I had already postponed once, it's like, I'm just getting married. It's like, I'm so over it. I just want it done. So definitely get that. Cynthia, both of our families are in town. Lots of them canceled last minute due to different reasons, but still had a full house. Yay! Denise, plan B is getting married at our home in front of our fireplace. That's gonna be so romantic with immediate family and friends. Yeah. And see, guys, like, you do have options, and that you can just have your reception later. You can go to a really just intimate location or something that means a lot to you and your relationship and your fiance. So yeah. Okay, so the third thing, so the first thing was, what is your venue doing and how does your venue feel about it? The second thing is, how do your guests feel about it? And the third thing is, how do you feel about it? So I really want you to ask, what are you wanting? Do you want all of your guests to be there? Is it an absolutely non-negotiable that you need to have a large wedding, that you have to have all of the dancing and just like a rockin' dance floor? You don't want to worry about this social distancing thing? Or is it you like smaller, more intimate gatherings? Maybe it's actually a stress reliever. It's like, whew, you were really worried about being the center of attention. You hate having lots of eyes on you. So maybe this is your best friend, like a blessing in disguise. So I want you to think about what is most important to you, and is it worth it? Is it worth not postponing? Do you just want to get married? Do you want to start your lives together? And you're just going to be so thankful and grateful and happy for whoever can be there? Or are you like, would you regret not postponing and just you don't mind waiting? You just want to have that dream wedding that you've envisioned, which totally get you there. Definitely. So just thinking about, like taking a step back, talking with your fiance, talking with your guests, with your close family, especially your wedding party too. They have, they're very, very close to you, and so it would be really considerate for you to ask them how they're thinking about it too. But yeah, and just think about what is most important to you and what kind of experience you're wanting. Or could you possibly do a hybrid like we mentioned before? Could you have a small ceremony now, an intimate ceremony, and then a large reception later? So that is just 3 things that I want you guys to be thinking about. And if you guys have any questions, let me look through this. Yeah, it does sound romantic, Cynthia. Okay, so if y'all have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And I also want to remind you guys too that if you are just really stressed out, or you feel like you're having to do this all by yourself, or you just don't know how to handle this, and it would take a huge burden off of you just to have someone to help guide you through, I want to remind you that I offer planning and coordination, and so please reach out to me. Let's see if I'm available on your date. I also have a wedding planning membership that is not nearly as much of an investment as if you were to hire me for a wedding coordinator or wedding planner. It's $49 a month, but you get a one-on-one call with me every month. You get access to a private Facebook group where you can ask any and every question, and I check in there every single day to help you out. And so please know that if this is just really stressing you out and you want someone who knows about this, who can give you options, or even just to be a shoulder to cry on, or an ear to listen to, or someone just to like help process what the best thing for you to do, please reach out to me and let's see what we can do and if we're the best fit to work together. But I do want to warn you or let you know that I am getting very booked up very, very quickly. And so if you're even considering having a wedding coordinator, or you'd love to work with me, or you'd love my help, please reach out so then I don't get booked up before you have the chance to. So anyway, you guys, I hope this was helpful. Oh, Christina, okay. Our wedding is less than 50 people, but they are all important to us, but we understand if some can't make it. We've only got 3 dances, and I don't know if we're doing more than that. Okay, so yeah, Christina, make sure to ask your venue if they're going to allow you to do dances. Hopefully they will, but just ask to clarify. Okay, you guys, so that is it for today. It was a little shorter than my last ones. My last ones were going quite a bit long, but if you didn't get the worksheet, it's just up in the comments for you. It should be the first comment right there. Feel free to print it out, download it, watch the replay however many times you need for you to get that information. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask them in here, ask them in the Facebook group, reach out and private message me. You guys know that I'm always here for you, and I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I'm so excited because I get to finally do a wedding. I miss them so much. But anyway, you guys, stay safe, and I will talk to you all soon. Oh, and don't forget about the brides in pajamas sipping thing tonight at 8 o'clock. So I will put in the link. I think I'm going to do one of those Facebook rooms because I was using Zoom, but it might be on the Facebook room. So look out for that. And so that's tonight at 8 o'clock just to hang out and have fun. So I will see you all there. Love you, ladies. Bye.